Practically our last. So this is practically our last lesson.
Hey, not fair? Or no, but
But this is practically our. Oh, I forgot. So this is practically our last lesson here. Until next year, we will start learning again about this again. We will finish this.
okay.
This will be our first project. The next project will be a zombie shooter, and then we will start learning about the theory of the scratch again, so we can prepare for the competition of HKICO. Okay, guys? We're doing project for the sake of coding.
Okay.
You only have 5 minutes left, so I think everyone's finished, and we can continue.
Is negative 133 and y negative 172. Alright, and then I'm also going to make the enemy point in the direction of the white line. So as you can see right now, the two detection boxes are not facing towards the white line. So I have to drag a point in direction block, and then I'm going to change this to point in direction 0. Alright, and then I also am going to move the enemy a bit to the right, so maybe negative 127. Okay, so now as you can see, the white line is now perfectly in between the two detection boxes. And now let's go back. And then when the flag is clicked, I'm also going to switch costume to costume 3. So that is the enemy costume. Alright, so now for the enemy movement, I'm going to create a new block. And then I'm going to call this something like enemy movement. Alright, and then click OK. And now we are going to do all of the line detection code in here. So first off, we have to go to variables. And then I'm going to create two new variables. The first one is going to be move speed. So this is how fast the enemies will move. And I will select for the sprite only. So click this, and then click OK. Alright, and then for the next one, I'm going to create a variable called turn speed. And then I will select for the sprite only, and then I'll click OK. Alright, so first off, inside of the enemy movement block, I'm going to go to motion, and then drag a move 10 steps. And then I'm going to go to variables, and drag a move speed steps. So under the when flag clicked, I can set the move speed variables and turn speed variables to whatever I want. So let's say if I have a move speed of like 4 and turn speed of 8, then the enemy will move 4 steps. And it will also turn 8 degrees when we code in the rotation. So now back inside of the enemy movement block, I am going to first go to looks and then drag a switch costume to block. And then I'm going to change this to switch costume to costume 1. So this is the blue detection box. So for this one, we are going to check if the enemy is currently, and then go to sensing, touching the white line or sprite 1, then the enemy is going to turn to the left or counterclockwise, turn speed degrees. Alright, and then now for the other detection box, we can just right click duplicate and then switch costume to
But just real quick, stop there.
costume 2, which is the red detection box, and then it will also check if it's touching sprite 1, and if it is, then the enemy will turn to the right or clockwise, turn speed degrees. Alright, and then at the very end, let's switch costume to costume 3. So what happens is that all of these blocks should run immediately after one another, so the detection box costumes are never going to show because the enemy always switches to the real costume at the end. However, the detection boxes will still do their job, and the blue one will check when to turn left or counterclockwise, and the red one will check when to turn right or clockwise. So I think that should work. And one last thing, let's go to control, drag a forever loop, put it after the when flag clicked, and then let's go to my blocks and drag the enemy movement block inside of the forever loop. Alright, cool. So let's try it out. If I click the green flag, so as you can see,
Try it out. Oh no. Let's see. What did I did wrong? Switch costume to costume 1. If such turn speech delivery.
I know that's so difficult, then I can do.
Set turn speed. Why does it turn?
clockwise, and the red one will check when to turn right or clockwise. So I think that should work.
Oh, I forgot to switch to costume 2. Whoops.
Just
Let's try that out again. Yay! Wait, no. We only turn for 2 seconds.
times.
What did I got wrong? Let's try to turn speed to 10. 12? Yes. I found it, guys. It was supposed to be 12.
And one last thing, let's go to control, drag a forever my block. As you can see, the enemy from one thing to keep at the move speed, the enemy one thing is pointing here, rotate your enemy. So your detection boxes over here should be on the two sides of the white line. And if they aren't, then you should rotate your enemy so that they are. And secondly, try decreasing your enemy move speed or increasing your enemy turn speed. And I would say having a turn speed of around double the amount of your move speed is a good number to have, but you can play around with it. So for example, if I have a move speed of 6, I'm going to try a turn speed of 12. And then if I try the enemy, then as you can see, it should work. Alright, cool. Looks good. Alright, nice. So it worked. Let me try a move speed of 10 and turn speed of 20. It's not going to look as good, but alright, so that seemed to also work. But I would suggest having a slower move speed, and that way the enemy turns would look more smooth. And if everything still does not work, try making sure your line is smooth, and try decreasing how much the track turns. So make sure to not have any sharp edges or anything like that. Anyways, now that we're done with the enemy movement, we can now hide the white line. So inside of the looks, we can grab a set color effect to 0 block, and then I'm going to change this to set ghost effect to 100. And pretty much this just makes the line invisible, but it still allows the enemy to touch the line.
Part 1. Go to X and Y and set ghost effect. Ghost effect to 100.
So I'm going to drag a when flag clicked and then put it after everything. Alright. And then I'm also going to go to looks and drag a show block just in case. And now that should be fine. And then for the enemy sprite, I am going to go to the costumes and take out the red and blue colliders in the third costume. So the first costume is going to have the blue collider, second one's going to have the red one, and then third one is going to have your actual enemy sprite. Alright, so now if you try it again, then everything should work as normal.
Everything should go work as normal, I hope. Let's try it out. Yay! We got our first enemy working, guys.
Wait. Moving free? Too slower?
Yay, guys. We have done it. next time. Oh, slow is actually a good thing because if you're going too fast, it might go off the whole stage itself. So slow makes it like more smooth and things like that. Wait, oh no, it's time for us to, rest. So that's it for today, guys. Next year, see you guys next year because it's the end of today's lesson already. I'm gonna send you the
Bye-bye.
playlist and I'm gonna help you guys next year to do this, okay? If you have time, please, if you have time, if you want to, please contribute something to your project. This project is really, really cool. Try it out, okay?
Hey, teacher.
Okay.
Bye,
Hey,
guys.
teacher.
Bye. 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 Bye.
I have
Bye.
some Mario games.
Thank you for teaching me.
See you
Crazy bye-bye.
next year.